I'm excited to introduce you to Phiona Durrant. She didn't just build a spa, she created a space where trust, representation, and belonging thrives. As the founder of Coconut Village Spa, she's crafted a wellness destination, a place where the spirit of Jamaica meets the need for true community, connection, and care. Every detail reflects a commitment to creating a space where people can feel seen, valued, and restored. Beyond the spa, Phiona continues to foster belonging as president of the Aurora Black Community Association, championing cultural celebration, communication, open trust between cultures, and encouraging healing and connection. Her story is a reminder that when you honor your roots and lead with purpose, you build more than a business. You create spaces where people find home. This is The Other Canada. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. You know, there's so much for us to cover. You've been in entrepreneurship for many years. You know, you have 5-star reviews, many 5-star reviews on Google. So many happy clients. And so we want to learn from you, the expert, you know, how to be successful, thrive, and create community in our spaces. But before we jump in, what does the audience need to know about you to understand your legacy, to understand your journey, and to understand your story?
That will take 10 years. But I don't know. I think one thing they should need to know about me is that I'm authentic and I'm always going to show up as myself without any apology. And I think whether it's good or bad, it's always going to be who I am. And that's something that's very hard to do, is to show up authentically in everything you do. So what they need to know about me is that wherever I show up, I'm going to be consistently me, and I'm going to represent myself, and I'm going to represent my culture. And I always want to leave something that will be, as I said before, a legacy that, because you always want to be remembered for something.
Yes.
What do I want to be remembered for? Being authentic and just being me in whatever I do.
That's beautiful. And on your show, Phiona Speaks, you can feel that vulnerability. You can feel that authenticity. And, you know, in our conversation before, you were able to share a little bit about the way that your clients feel when they walk into Coconut Village Spa.
Yes.
Can you talk about what that experience is like and the why behind that?
Oh, it's so eclectic in what they've expressed. And a recent one was actually today. And we were having a conversation and a lady said, you know, Phiona, I don't just come here for my pedicure. When I leave, I feel empowered. And it reminds me that when you build, you have to build with purpose and passion. Because when your purpose is in whatever you do, I really just want to make sure when I was creating that space, it is a place where trust is provided. You know, people build and create trust. It's a place where trust is.
Yes.
They can have those trusted conversation, and they can feel empowered. But also, it's a space where there's wellness and care. And so, for someone to say, "You don't just leave me gaining foot confidence or better about my facial, but in my soul." In my mindset, I leave feeling empowered. That's a big deal, like, you know. Yeah. So you take that and as my grandfather, you don't get too high. Don't ever let anything take you too high or too low. But you take that and it just keep you staying rooted in why you started. So that's beautiful for me.
That is beautiful, and it sounds like you're in alignment. With the reason that you started the spa. Yes, and so I want to take it back to when you came to Canada. Can you share your journey of, you know, being here in Canada, working, and then being the entrepreneur that you are today?
So, you know how they say, what you want to be when you're going to grow up kind of thing? As a mom, I've learned to never ask my kids that. And I think why I don't ask them that is I look at my own life. And I've said this to my son one day. I said, Papi, if I'm going downtown or if I'm going somewhere, there's multiple different ways that I can take to get there. And so when I was saying that to him is that we don't all, create a toolbox for yourself. Make your life be that toolbox, because anything you pick out from it can contribute to your holistic purpose. And so when I came here in Canada, all that to say, I didn't just do one thing. I can do different things, but they align with my bottom line, and my bottom line is service. And so as I was going to school to become a social service worker, because that part of care was always in me, it's in my DNA. They thought I was going to be a nurse, but I'm so afraid of blood that I don't know if I could ever do that. But I thought what they saw was the caring part of me. Yep. And so when I came here, I started to take social work and simultaneously running my business, my first little business in Canada called Happy Cleaning. I was cleaning for those rich guys in Bathurst and Steeles here, the Jewish clients. It was just amazing. And then I moved to Newmarket and took on an executive director position. So, but no matter what I was doing, everything for me is about cultivating and building. Yes. And so it was just part of everything I was doing was actually entrepreneurship, even before we knew what the word was. Right? So, because I didn't really say that growing up, that I'm an entrepreneur. But that's where I even started my first little business.
That's beautiful. So it sounds like care is like a big through line here. Yes. Whether it was taking care of someone's home in that space, care as the executive director for that organization. Yes. And then now you've moved into, you also owned a childcare business? Yeah.
So when I moved to Aurora from that cleaning, I started my daycare at that point. I called Hope for You, because again, everything for me is just aligned with my faith and that I want to care for people. And so I ran that for 13 years, and it's just been the best thing in the world. Yes. Because you're not just really helped to raise someone's child, which is the most vulnerable in part of anybody's life, is trusting you with their children. Yeah. But as I build, I realize I'm a mentor or counselor to parents. I'm helping restoring marriages. It was like, you're helping providing discipline techniques and things to family, and you become a part of the community. And so it's, as I've always said, it's a village. And so that's what I did before I started Coconut Village Spa.
And that in the conversation we had earlier, you shared just a little bit about what it means when you say it takes a village. Yeah. And it really, really does, Yeah. Why the name Coconut Village Spa?
So when I was running the daycare, self-care is very important to me. And after you give so much from Monday to Friday, when it comes to Friday, my family, don't mess with me. So my husband will set me a bath because I'll soak or something. But there's like how you have a nail place and you're like, let me just go get somebody to rub my feet, my hand. I just want to relax. So I'll go and I'm like, no, this is it. Like the experience is never fulfilling.
What do you mean by that?
So I walk in, nobody know who you are. You're just another client. I love when my feet is soaked. Like just let my feet soak, But as you put it in the water, somebody grab it to work on it, and there are two people are working on you. I'm like, I'm not a dead body. I really just want to have an experience. So
take your time.
Take your time with me, And every time I leave, I thought, can you imagine I have a spa with the big old coconut tree, some reggae music, and the vibe is just right. And I constantly think about it. And so that's why, just to pause to say, our words are so powerful.
They are.
Our words are very powerful because as we're saying them, we're materializing something into reality. And so as I was looking for another space to advance the daycare, I thought, what if I just see if there's a space to start a spa? I remember, I'm not very girly, contrary to what I look like now, but I'm not very girly, raised very tomboy. So even then, I don't care for polish. I just let my nails grow. I just want clean feet, but I'm not very,
into those details.
So for me, I just knew that some kind of wellness was missing because preventative health is not taught or paid attention to. We wait until we discover with a sickness, then we're like, oh, I need to start taking care of myself, or something, some trauma always have to happen. And I'm like, why do we have to wait for that?
Yeah.
We don't have to. And so for me, that was what missing. And I thought, so I was just Googling, and then I found this place and it looked so cute. And I'm like, baby, I'm going to go look at it. And we went and look at it, and I just said to the man, I'm taking it. Remember, as I said, Danielle, I don't have any background in aesthetics.
You just saw it and you knew.
I saw it and knew. We took it. And partnership is very important.
Yes.
That though your partner might not agree with the vision that you have, when they love you enough, they will stand by you.
Yes.
And so my husband was right there ready to start to knock down walls because he's in construction. And before you know it, Coconut Village built. And so to your question is that it does take a village, because that's what I was raised in. I didn't raise my mom and dad. So I have a village of community, uncles, aunt, my grandparents. And I saw how to care for community. We're farmers. So whatever food was there, somebody can have it. We're thinking about who is visiting, that we can go to the garden and get something for them to take back to Mapen or where they ever came from. So no matter what you do, when you make it about making an impact in community and to inspire and uplift others, that reciprocity comes back to you without even thinking about it.
100%. And what's beautiful is your spa's in Aurora.
Yes.
And what's the percentage of Black people would you say in Aurora?
About 1%
Right? So
very little.
Very little.
Yeah.
And so even when you go to a spa, typically, especially when you're getting your nails done,
yes,
it's an Asian based establishment.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
this is just a completely different, pattern disruption for people when they walk into your spa. Tell me, what's the reaction for people when they come in, when they see you?
It's sometimes, this is why it's very good to be very professional and be very conscious.
Yes,
because clients will come in and say things like, man, I'm going back to those da-da-da-da-da people. And I have to remember that. Do not entertain that.
Yeah.
And I will just say, I will smile and say, well, I'm glad you found us, kind of thing.
Yes.
To make them know that we're not here to put down any other space. But what I've done is created something that I was looking for.
Yes.
And so representation matter, no matter what it is. And I remember a friend said, what a Black girl doing creating but you're going to open a spa? That's for the Asian. And I'm like, Geraldine, watch me.
Watch me.
Watch
me. I love that.
So for me, it does amazing things. So whether it's white people coming in, getting their first exposure to reggae music, or to even coconut water, or just the vibe of my own country. And no matter which country you're from, which Caribbean island you came from, you could customize that experience. But it's been amazing. And then we have Black people that are traveling, whether it's from Brampton, Mississauga, Bowmanville, Oshawa, because they've heard of this experience. And so it's become like this tourism hub where people coming to have this reggae vibe. It's been really amazing. And you see that you're educating, but you're also providing representation in a place, as you said, where it's not common.
Not common
and
at
so
all.
It's been a unique experience.
That is a unique experience. There's so many things to touch on in terms of what you said. I love that the community showing up for you, traveling to see you.
Yes.
You can see that very clearly on your Google reviews.
Yes.
And we're not easy, Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to nails, hair, cleanliness.
Yes.
We're going to be very, very picky. Those reviews are very telling.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I wanted to loop in on what you said about watch me. Let's talk about mindset.
Yes.
What is the mindset that's made you so successful throughout these various businesses? And even to have the courage to say, hey, walk into that space and in that moment make that decision to move forward.
Danielle, it's not really as hard as we think it is, except for financial barriers and other things that we know is there.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You just have to have a made-up mind of what you want to create. Yeah. And when I create something, it's first for me. And because I know that if I feel that something is missing, then somebody else is missing this as well.
Yes.
Because our experiences are not so isolated. There might different things that lead to those experiences. But at the end of it, we are very common in our experiences. So it's not so unique, my stress or your stress. It's just different things that elicit that stress, but we're not so unique. And so for me, the mindset is, I want this. What's stopping me from doing it? Maybe I can do it. Is there somebody that I can talk to bring this experience here?
Love it.
Right. So, and just start from simplicity. A lot of times we don't do something because it's not going to be big and lavish or whatever. Coconut Village is about 600 square feet. but it's so big. It feels like a 5,000 square feet in terms of the impact.
Yes.
And so
that part.
Right? The impact. And so therefore, I never look at what I can't do and what's not available. So for example, when I was starting, I have no idea about nails. I don't even do polish kind of thing. But right away, I'm like, okay, where's the college?
Wait a second. So you didn't even, like, when you said yes to the space, are you telling me that you didn't even have...
No credentials, nothing yet. But what was in me is this is a need.
Yes.
This is a need. And why is it not available? You know? And so I'm like, I don't want to work there because it's just not my passion. Yeah. But my passion is rooted in wellness in people. And I want to create that space for them to come and have that holistic tropical wellness where I'm bringing a tray with their water and their chocolate and the coconut water and all these nice things for their experience. Wow. Where somebody might say, I'm wanting a spa day. Can you order something for me? But I want Jamaican. And I said, do you want me to cook it? And I'll cook it and somebody have it. And somebody will be like, if I know you enough, I'm going to cook it for you. So I'll cook it for you and you have your Jamaican experience. It's really relationship in community. So we can create whatever we want, and we just have to be willing to start.
Even that creativity, we can create whatever we want. Yeah, so that mindset is really about boldness.
Yeah.
It's about intention.
Yeah.
It's about, and it's rooted in what we shared before, that care.
Yeah, it's rooted, as I told you, my parents are farmers. So they're my grandparents, but they're my parents. And they're farmers. So even though you don't know the words then or the right language to put to it, cultivating is a part of my DNA. That's all I grew up doing. Planting. And not being afraid of something not coming to we would say fruition. What's the right word? Not birthing. It didn't strive.
Yes.
But start again. Right? So when you plant, something is going to die. That seed might not produce anything that you can harvest from. And so when you look at that, is a lot of people think they're failing if they do something and it doesn't work or they have to close it or whatever. No, it's just what experience did I gain from this? So a lot of fear of, will it fail? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we look and see what COVID did to business and for a business from mine to start with out of her own pocket and no fancy grants or loans anywhere, and to survive through that, as it says, because it takes a village. It takes rooted in community and relationships. And you are just sold out to your purpose and your why.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what was the moment that you knew that that care was your purpose? Was there like a specific moment where you were like, this is...
I don't know if I would be honest if I say I've ever stopped to say what my purpose was. I was just doing. I just do. And I think it was what I raised in. I raised in an atmosphere of care from how my uncles treated me, from how my aunts treated me. That sense, you grew up and you're dressing up to go to the city and you don't have any clothes and your uncles, look good, man. Take that off, put on the T-shirt here. You know what I mean? That love is something that was always around me. It was just defined differently than we see in Canada or, in Jamaica. You love to get up, stand up, you're all right. And that's still love. But it was just always in me. So I never feel like, I'm more worried that am I too certain of who I am than ever wonder, is this my purpose?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know
can
if
you
that
be
makes
too certain
sense.
though?
Huh?
Help me to understand, because can you be too certain?
Yeah, you can be too certain because in the sense where how people see you. Because when I show up unapologetically about who I am, whether I may look good or I may not look good or I'm nice or if I'm making mistakes, I'm always fully owning up who I am. Yes. It makes others, again, from the Black experience and how I was raised, you can look boasty.
Yes.
Boastful, what you call it, you think you're better than somebody else. I'm not better. I'm just very sure that this is who I am and I'm happy with me.
Yes,
and so therefore, no matter what space it was in and what you say about me, I choose. And again, I don't know if it's a gift, but I choose how I let your thoughts affect me. And so people, you can't be too sure where somebody thinking she just full of herself or she just, right? And so I'm very conscious of that in a sense where you don't want to make anyone feel less than. But then I found this, other than the Bible, I found this poem and it says, it's by Merriam Williamson or something. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so others don't feel insecure around you.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
And the thing is your light shining,
Yeah.
you giving of yourself and your authenticity is healing people at the end of the day, is creating connection.
Yes.
So make them go on.
Yes.
Make them go on.
You know, as you said that, I remember few people keep saying something to me, and again, certain things are just in your thing, and we need to get rid of it because it affects you unconsciously. When somebody giving you compliments or praise or thinking, you're like, no man, no worry yourself. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But I see so many business that's been birthed out of their inspiration from me. I remember there's a lady.
What do you mean? What's an example?
So, for example, there was a lady when I just started my daycare. She's not into kids. I think she could barely even handle the one that she has. And she would come to visit me from Toronto every Friday because we're friends, And she's a graphic designer, completely different from, because graphic designing is really sitting on a computer hard, like. And after she's been around me, she said, I'm inspired. She's now running 2 daycares in Toronto.
Wow.
So sometimes when you continue to show up at yourself authentically and not shrinking, you're inspiring others to do the same, exactly like you just said.
100%. Yeah. And the thing is, so for myself, I'm also a new entrepreneur coming into this space. And from our last conversation, even until now, it's a resonance.
Yeah.
It's an energy that you carry.
Yeah.
And it's what we need to be able to see, hey, what we think is a limitation is not a limitation.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, where you see people run the 4-minute mile.
Yes.
And no one was able to do it before.
Yes,
but then
yes,
once
yes,
you see someone
yes,
run that race,
yes,
you're like, oh, I can
try
do it
that
too.
Yeah.
Yes. When people see that, they're empowered to then go ahead and know, hey, I can do that too.
Yeah. 100%.
I think I want to loop into how you bring home, as in, you shared that you're a family of farmers.
Yes.
And you have that sense of home in that space. How do you cultivate that home in your businesses here? And what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs in terms of how they can recreate that coconut village vibe in their business? Because it's getting the reviews. People are traveling from afar. What advice would you give to a business owner who wants to kind of make their business feel like home?
It has to be truly a part of the mandate of your business first. If you didn't start out like that, if that's not who you are, it's not something you can just phony your way through.
True.
Right? Because if it's not embedded in your values and the philosophy of what you're creating, it's going to be very hard to maintain. And it's going to feel like a chore.
Yeah.
So I think no matter what we're doing, that's why we need to do what we love. Because when you're doing what you love, you have to remember that. And money can't just be your purpose of a business.
I'm so happy you said that.
Because we know we need money and we know we have to pay our bills and we know whatever. But if it's the mere purpose, then let's not talk about community or impact and home. Right? So when a client came to my spa, I didn't know this person from anywhere. Didn't have the way to pay by the machine to pay for the service. And I said, don't worry about it. You'll be back. I said, how do you know? No. I said, and I wasn't even thinking about e-transfer. Then he brought it up. I'll send you an e-transfer when I go home. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not a big deal, And so when he left, a client says, you can't do that. That's not how you run a business. How you know it's going to come back? You can't trust people like that. And I said, well, I understand that I'm not a charity. But if I'm going to go out of business because of one person,
you're not doing it right.
Then I'm not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, trust has to be created because if this person come back next time and didn't pay and can't pay before I leave, that's not something maybe I would allow.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But people have to be grace, you got to serve with grace.
Yeah.
And that person has been a dedicated, loyal person. He brought his wife, then he started bringing his children because of how I made him feel.
I love that.
And isn't that a quote about how you make somebody feel?
Yeah.
They will always remember how you made them feel. And so to answer your question, there's no answer for that other than the fact that go back and look into your why. Why are you starting this business? What are your values? And if people are not a part of the foundational part of your values, then that learning to do it is going to become a chore for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's going to have to happen from within. It's going to have to be a transformation.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed from the reviews and in our previous conversation you shared, there's a lot of men that go to the spa.
Yes.
And I think that's so interesting because when I'm at the spa, I see mainly women.
Yes.
How have you created that space where men feel safe in that space? Because men need the care too, right?
Yeah. So it's two components to that. So initially, I was very reserved about men coming in because I've had some negative experiences. And that's because I understand later that it's a part of many other spa where different services are provided and different kind of clienteles are being attracted. So as you stand your value, people realize, okay, that's not the one, right? So they don't come back. And so, but as ladies come in and see the nice quiet environment here, the reggae music, feel the vibe, oh, my husband needs to come here. And so as they get their husband in, their husband are always hesitating to come. Until they come, they realize, oh, it's private. One guy said to me, I'm not looking at a lineup of 10 other women looking at me, you know, and I'm the only man sitting there. And so that private space give them the confidence. I also, in our space, we're very intentional. If I see that you have a disability or there's a body weight issue where I see that it's harder for you to sit down, it's harder for you to get up, whether you're a man or woman, but especially if it's a man, I'm intentional about appointment. If I see your name on a calendar, I'm making sure that you're not coming cross with any other clients simultaneously that makes you uncomfortable until you're leaving. So
in terms of like getting in and out of the chair.
Getting in and out of the chair, getting down of the platform, any component of it where I know it's discomfort or it can make you feel insecure, then I try to protect you. Because when you leave my space, you should feel empowered. That's exactly what the lady said today. So it's a lot of intentionality around that. So as that started to happen, I see more men are coming. More men realize I don't have a lineup of ladies who are looking at me. And then I was saying to the women, yo, your man's feet are talking to the sheets. So might as well you go get them a pedicure,
She said
right?
talking to the sheets.
You know how it's rubbing.
Talking to the sheets. I know that. I know those.
So yeah, we really
funny.
do have a high percentage of men, even young boys. Parents brought there's the young boys who were playing hockey and getting ingrowns. Or one boy was play day, and he came and he's watching his mom, and you know they're praying cool like I don't want that. By the time the mom finished, so he was whispering to her, and then she came and said, oh, he wants the pedicure. I have to go. Can I leave him to get a pedicure done and come back? And he just loved it. So it's very important. And as a mom I'm the only girl in my house, right? 2 boys and a husband. So for me, self-care, we need to reform, or maybe reform is not the right word, but take away that it's for women kind of thing. We need to get rid of that nonsense. You know, men need, that's a whole different podcast, but men need that kind of TLC, that tender love and care. Your hands are nice and soft. It don't mean you're a wimp. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your feet are clean because if you rub it against me, you need to be right. Like, you know, you're right straight. So we create this space where we have it on our list. It says pedicure for kings. You know?
Oh, I love that.
And we have we say father-son pedicure, mother-son. So we know that we're putting out the language to say, hey,
you're invited into this space.
Exactly.
It's those details. Those details are what makes it very intentional.
Exactly.
So what about the business of the business? Let's tap into a little bit of that. What are some of the lessons that you've learned that you would give to, all the aspiring entrepreneurs out there? What are some key things that they need to know to thrive in terms of their financial wellness?
So it's tough. And this don't work for everybody, right? It's not a cookie cutter thingy. Yeah. But I think people have to have a diverse strategy.
Okay.
So sometimes when we're talking about the business of the business, where do I have funding? Do I have grants? Do I have this? But a lot of times we miss opportunities for collaborations, right? We are so afraid that I found this. Should I bring this space in? Should I trust this person? But collaboration is a big deal. And I find that as you collaborate, you're capitalizing on each other's resources and each other's talents and gifts versus hiring or trying to find those resources. I collaborate with a lot of schools and community centers. So then while you're giving gifts and soft skills and entrepreneurship skills and experience to students, simultaneously they're benefiting your business. So again, it takes a village. It's really creating the space to say, how do I might not have the money. So you have to be very resourceful. And I think that sense of resourcefulness came from, again, just being raised in the Caribbean.
Yes.
You know, we say a lick like this, a lick like that.
Every mickle, mickle, muckle.
Exactly. So that intentionality around resourcefulness and just really, as we would say, live within your means. A lot of times we are overdoing. Just allow yourself to grow.
Yeah.
And be patient with the journey. And don't watch what the other person is doing. Because in business, a lot of times if you keep watching this person, you're measuring up yourself. You don't know where their resources are coming from.
Yeah.
And also be honest. Be honest. When I say be honest is people are afraid to say, I'm struggling.
That's a big one. Because within entrepreneurship, there's this concept that you have to always look like you're soaring and flying.
No,
yeah, that's not where you get the support.
Come from? Nobody's life is like that. You know what I mean? So be honest.
Yes.
I remember having a conversation with a friend, and I said, because I'm one of those people that believe in the philosophy that they teach out there. I don't know if it's right or not, but I just choose to believe it, that you should have 5 or 7 streams of income, right? So I said...
I love that.
I said to her, Steph, I need to make some extra money. I have a project and I need some extra money. Yeah. Like, Fee, da-da-da-da. Bam, bam, as she said. I did what she said. And before I know it, I was hired in this project that aligns with me and making the extra cash that I need. And not only that I just get hired, it was a place that in alignment.
Yes.
I don't have to do anything extra.
So that's interesting. So you're saying that you, as an entrepreneur, you're comfortable having multiple streams, but also working somewhere at the same time.
Yes.
I love that.
Because it's diversifying your resources because, hey, God forbid, and this is what I'm saying, we got to be conscious of these things. This business idea don't work out. I don't have to be starting from scratch. Here is this little thing that I was starting or working this place, and I have the secure income that's still coming on as I continue to rebuild.
Yes.
And recreate some ideas, right? So we just have to be open-minded. Like, who says because you're an entrepreneur, you can't have a 9 to 5?
I'm going to tell you something. I feel like you even freed something in me right now when you said that, because there are certain benefits to working while being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You're building your network.
Yes.
You're learning new skills within those spaces. You're learning the systems that they're using.
Exactly.
And you're able to bring them back in.
Exactly.
What are some of the other benefits that you're seeing of doing both? Yeah.
It also opens opportunities for you, for your own business.
Okay.
Because even through this, someone from that company said, there's going to be an event happening by this company. They have 2,500 audience member coming. They buy gifts from businesses all the time to give out. Can you provide 2,500 jars of your sugar scrub so we can support your business instead? I'm like, right?
Yes.
Right? So as you are doing this, as you said, you're creating other exposure for your business and what you do, and people start to see you and value and trust your integrity and say, I want to use your business. So that's another opportunity. But it's for us to not, as long as you check yourself, know what you can manage.
Yes.
I'm very good with self-care. Don't burn yourself out. It's not going to worth it. But know what you can manage. take what you're passionate about, do what comes natural for you, even if it takes some learning. And there's nothing weak about working for somebody. We think we can all be an entrepreneur.
True.
It's not making sense.
True.
So, yeah.
You know, I think a lot of times we think about fear of failure.
Yes.
But there's also this concept of fear of success. And I think it's a really interesting concept that entrepreneurs have to come to terms with, because as you grow, as you scale, that's a new frequency, a new energy that you need to exist within, especially when your business is scaling beyond, you know, you touching every single thing. Right? You've got team members, you've got your show, which we'll get into in just a bit. You know, tell me about your relationship with success and how you've been able to ride that wave and raise your frequency to be able to meet the challenges as they grow, as you grow, sorry.
So you know how they say higher level, higher devil? You kind of prepare yourself as you grow. But one of those things that I remember we're talking about certain generational things that sometimes we also have to break off was that having money is bad kind of thing that feels
Talk about it.
Right? And I'm like, that's not what the Bible says. You know, because the Bible also tell me that money answereth all things. So we need money in God, right? And people with a good heart. So if I've come to terms that I can't make a difference without having money.
Yes.
So I need to want to be successful.
Yes.
Because the more I have, the more I can give. Because I'm such a giver that what am I going to give out of? Right? I've always said to my son, you can, just like when you go to the bank, you have no money, you're going to go in an overdraft.
Yes.
You can't run or operate an overdraft in your giving. Like, you know, you're always on empty. That's not self-care, and that's not wise. So I come to the conclusion that as you grow, thank you, Lord, for the opportunities. Thank you for the expansion. Help me to be good stewards of my blessing, but also knowing that as I grow, what it does, it just open up more to maintain that philanthropy part of my life. And so you get to embrace it with humility and grace, and making sure that your own family is also centered and priority of that.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because it makes me think about, you know, the verse is, it says the love of money.
The love of money.
Do you know what I mean? But what you're doing is you're loving people.
Yes.
You're providing care.
Yes.
And through what I'm hearing from you is that through having that money, you're able to have a larger impact.
You can.
Yeah. But people can still project their,
I know.
You know, and that goes back to what you were saying before about the light shining, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's also an interesting phenomenon for entrepreneurs as well to navigate this concept of balance. And I feel really mindful when I watch interviews and we're asking, you know, especially women entrepreneurs about balance, and then Black women entrepreneurs about balance, right? But I do think that there is something to understand about self-care.
Yes.
Because it's demanding.
Yes.
And we'll also get into this in a little bit, but being a Black business owner has its own levels of experiences to navigate.
Yeah.
So I want to just tap into understanding how you take care of yourself throughout this flow, right? You're taking care of everybody else. What does self-care look like for Phiona?
Danielle, I have a system that I sometimes get demure about sharing, because I know it's not everybody's reality.
Yeah.
I have the best husband in the whole wide world.
I love that for you. I love that.
I raised 2 children that I taught how to respect me. I don't talk twice. I'm not yelling at you.
Yes.
But I set a foundation that when I sit down and it's my time, I don't apologize for it. You know, my youngest son, the moment he knows that I love drinking out of stem glass, so even if it's chocolate milk, because Mom, can I bring you some of this? So they care for me so well. My husband is cooking, like from rubbing my feet. So, but it comes around with how you teach people how to treat you. And also that you also took care of them, so they value you as well. So I have a system that makes self-care, which is so rooted in who I am, easy to do. Because people will see me go. But trust me, When I shut down, I don't apologize. If you can't reach me, I don't text. So don't even try to text me. And right, so if you can't reach me, you just can't reach me. And I don't apologize for that, setting those boundaries and cutting things off. But it comes, I'm blessed with that extra part of it where my family really takes good care of me, excellent care of me.
So that is so, what word would I want to even use? It goes back to it takes a village.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and I resonate.
Yes.
As a woman who is loved very well as well.
Yes.
I know that reciprocity in the relationship creates a platform for us to grow in very beautiful ways. And I just love the way that you're honoring, you know, your husband and your children. And in turn, they're honoring you. And even the way that you said it, the way that your back kind of stood up, it sounds like there was a moment where you made this decision to honor yourself in this way. Or was that always how you were?
I don't know, because when you ask the questions, you can choose, a person can choose to make it up. But the truth is, sometimes you don't even ever stop to say, when did I start this? When did I start that?
Yeah.
It's not like a resume where you have the dates.
Yeah,
It just happens. But if I should align it with anything, is my first child I had him at almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so it was just him and me. Dad is in another country. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, if I'm not good, you're not good. So I got to be very intentional about my time, how it is spent. There's no apology when I said no more playing and I'm done for the day. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I were to put any timestamp towards that, I would say it's around that intentionality about I have to go to work, I have to pick you up from daycare, I have to cook for you, I need to find time for myself, I need to plan for my own life. You know, how do I balance this? And so I think I became an expert at that around that time. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good thing to know, because as entrepreneurs, it's so easy for us to keep going.
I know.
And even for all of the moms out there, you know, it's something where it's like, keep going, but creating those boundaries for yourself and also letting your family know, what you need allows for them to take care of you in the same way that you take care of them. Exactly. And in turn, now you're taking care of all of the clients with that love.
I know.
That's beautiful.
I think, you know, we, especially as I said, as mom, we parent with guilt. We think that if you're taking a moment for yourself, oh, my poor child. No, your child ain't gonna die. Your child is also learning to depend respect and boundaries, and also how to be thoughtful.
Yes.
You know, Mom, do you want to take a rest? Mom, are you okay? Or Dad, you get what I'm saying? So we are the ones sometimes illegally putting these guilts on ourselves and overworking ourselves. You know, a client I had today said, she sighed and I'm like, what's up? You know, and she's like, I'm just thinking about I have to go home and do these dishes. She said, my daughter is 17 and she's never done dishes. I said, pardon? I said, why? Not. She said, because the other two would have never done it and I just have to make up my mind and do it. And I realized, girl.
No.
Right? So it's a lot of times we train those behaviors and it affects us. And I think it's not an easy way out of it. And maybe some people are tougher than some. But I said to her, I've never seen dishes sitting in the hospital. So you choosing to be anxious and stressed and running after every dish because your teenagers are not doing it, it's not serving you. And you know, and so anyway, we got into that. But yeah, we really have to, whether it's in your employment, because even in your employment, you said yes to everybody who came and gave you an extra task.
True.
That's not yours because you want to be liked. And at what cost?
Yeah, we need to be comfortable to say no.
Yeah.
And as a full sentence.
Period. Yeah.
You are also working with the, I don't want to get this wrong, it's the
Aurora Black Community Association. Yes.
Okay, so you're also working with the Aurora Black Community Association. Tell me about that role and how that fits within your larger purpose and why.
I don't know. I don't think there's any fancy answer to that. I just move into a space that's dominantly white. And again, we can always complain. Somebody said something to me at the gala that I put on the other day. He said, Phiona, I don't remember how he said it. I'm going to paraphrase, but it was in this context. He said, I like that you something like you care versus listen with judgment, listen with empathy, he says, or care versus judgment. I like that you volunteer versus criticize. And he said something else.
Yeah.
And I said, like, you know, we all have a choice. I walk into a space where I know Black people barely existed. How am I going to expect to hear reggae music on some store that I'm passed on if it's just not common to this environment or this location?
Yeah.
So I just realized that, and it started because George Floyd was murdered and everybody and their grandma was doing these solidarity marches, and I find it felt to me like virtual signaling. And so after it finished, I said, know what? Where do the Black people go who are still dealing with the healing, the trauma, the hurt, or even just looking for representation or belonging? And then where do the white people go who are saying, how do I help? How can I learn? So none of that was provided. And all I did was saying, is there any white person who want to come to my kitchen to cook? And it was all based on that, because I believe we can build bridges through communication.
Absolutely.
That everybody know that we love food, sit and talk. And then you just build that trust and you start. So that's how it started. It's just a place where we bring cultural education and awareness, a sense of belonging, and also have that visible sense of representation that we're here.
Yes.
We're here.
We are here. You know what I mean? And it does need to be known.
No,
so it's powerful. Yeah. On that board, is it mainly a Black board?
No,
is it
it's
a mixed
very
board?
diverse, yes.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
White people, Black people, Indian,
Wow.
Because for me, that is true diversity.
Yes,
If I make it only Black people, I'm just creating another clique. And that's not the purpose.
Yeah.
The purpose is I want white people getting up. So at the gala, we have over 235 people there. We just had it on April 11th because it was intentional to not have the Black History event in February.
That part.
And so we have white people speaking and presenting, and somebody's like, come to me, I thought it was if anybody's supposed to do this work, it's white folks. So let them go up and speak about their transformation and how what they're learning is trying to permeate the decision in their homes and in the community around their own white community, because that's where the transformation takes place, when they know that they're part of the work. It's me and you. You're not replacing my voice, but you're showing what it is to be standing in alignment, in allyship. In doing this work. There was a movie we watched called Hidden Figures.
Yes.
And when whatever that guy name, he took the Kevin, whatever his name was, he took this thing and was knocking down the sign that says the white bathroom for Black people. Is like, we're done with that. And I said, this is what we need. So that's how we are very intentional about the board and the people that we work with. We work with everybody.
I love that, because it's more of a movement rather than it being just one group. We're all moving in the same direction.
Rising
where
together.
we have this, where we have the same vision of equality, equity, access. So important. And that's where the bridging of the gaps comes in.
Exactly.
Beautiful. And so you're also doing that as well on your show, Phiona Speaks.
Yes.
Right? What's your vision behind that show?
So Phiona Speak was built out of needing a space for being authentic.
Yes.
So there's so many issues that we go around, tiptoe around. We just tiptoe around it because we don't want to offend.
Yeah.
You might not like the smell of a food. I don't know. I'm just making something up. And we're uncomfortable to say, I don't like the smell of your food. With respect, everything can be said with respect and depends on the relationship. But a lot of time we become so performative. We become professional phonies because I can't just say, girl, you have something in your teeth. You know, like, I'm like, I would rather you just come up and tell me that you let the whole town see me walking around with something in my teeth and you knew that something was my teeth. So it was just really out of, I want a space where come tell you story. let's talk about a topic that matters to you, that you realize that we're all hiding about,
Yes.
right? There's so much of it. People are lonely.
Yeah.
People, just so many different things. I was talking about the other day how many women, and there's nothing. It's not a bad or right or wrong, but how many women now are comfortable with the fake sex toys versus their men, so they're not really working on those relationships anymore because I got my battery. And so I was just talking to people that what is men competing with, and how are men being neglected because a woman can self-satisfy, right? So those are things that people are not comfortable talking about. I'm like, yo, let's talk about it. It's happening, right? So that's where.
And it's so important to, sorry, just to like add to that, it's so important to have these conversations and also to show, I'm sure you're having those conversations at the spa.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so it's bringing that comfort, that safety, but into the public sphere.
Yes.
Where, to your point, when people can see your light shining, they're like, okay, I can have those conversations.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's not the end of the road to just talk about it. It's so much to learn from one another. None of us have it all together.
Yes.
And so as you start to share authentically, you liberate the others. I said, man, I've been hiding. I remember when I was going through a separation and I was trying to tell the daycare that, and I'm like, how am I as a professional social service worker tell somebody that my marriage is failing?
Yeah.
That doesn't come off right. And so long story short, I decided I just got to be real, and I'm going to tell them. Do you know the first parent I sat down with, she said, I'm leaving my husband too. So automatically she felt liberated to say, do you know that this is happening to me?
Yes.
Right? So it's very important, to be honest.
It is. And you want to get to know the real person, not the representative at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Speaking of real.
Yes.
We had spoken about some of the challenges that come with business. And I think business is glamorized in so many ways.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you think that business owners need to know before they get started? Some of the realities of business.
So everyone is going to also, the realities that you might experience is also going to be based on you, right? So it's not a general for all, but from what I've seen, I realized that you need to have a community before you start building a business. So whether it's your community, is your family, or some trusted friends, because boy, it's lonely.
Yeah.
It's lonely. And when you're having those low moments, you need somebody. And so I learned that the hard way, that you can't just be, it's not just you. Or your sponsors. When I say sponsors, I'm not talking that kind of sponsorship from a community, but those people that speaks about you in your absence.
So true.
You know, who are those people who are advocating for you when they hear somebody say so-and-so? They're like, I know a girl. She's Danielle and she can do this. I'm going to pack. You get what I mean? So I think because nobody really, for most entrepreneurs, we get up and we start out of passion.
Yeah.
It's not because we're like, let's go to school for this and I'm going to build it. It's really always birthed out of passion. And passion alone don't do it. We need professionalism. We see a lot of things that, again, I don't know if this is talked about enough, where Black people don't support Black businesses.
Yeah.
And we are the first to say, oh, they're so rude and they're unprofessional, But we have never gone and say, hey, I just want to let you know that today how you spoke to me, I didn't appreciate it. As a customer, I want to be But sometimes they are met back with the same disrespect that we say they give us.
Yes.
And then we just stop supporting them. We don't give any feedback. Nobody know what they did. And so this kind of taking ownership, if it's, it's not my business, but I take ownership. I walked into a business, Nigerian guy, and I saw 2 white ladies came in and left.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's weird. So I said, hey, you guys are leaving? She's like, yeah, So I turned to the owner. I'm like, why did they leave? Because the lady said, she asked if you guys have something, and she said nobody came back on time. Immediately, Danielle, I start to look around, and I took up the menu. The menu was in a sleeve. You know those little sleeves, plastic sleeve you can slide in and put it in a folder? It wasn't appropriate. Seats were shaky. And I said, I want to help you.
I love that. Yeah, that's
I said, do you know that at Walmart we can create these menus and put photo? Because even as Jamaican, I don't know what the Nigerian food are.
Yeah.
Put some photos so we have context of what it is. I'll help you to create a photo book, but it's your menu. It's very attractive. Get rid of that. You have some TV here. Can I help you with a PowerPoint? Then I can put it on YouTube. Just press play and it just go on repeat. So as people come in, they have visual of what's happening. So not to credit myself, but what I'm saying, when person walk into Coconut Village, on the floor there's a sign that says, "Do not leave unhappy."
Wow.
We want you to tell us, because if people don't tell you, you can't fix it. And when we are so inner track getting things done, we can miss even our own behavior and things that we're missing. So if somebody can stop and say, "Hey, you don't have to do it, but I'm just saying, here are some tips."
Yeah, and it landed with
help,
grace, yeah.
I can help you.
Yes.
It makes a big difference. So those are some things that I would say as an entrepreneur, think about it first. Yep. Because enough of us have gone out by passion alone to know that alone is not sufficient. And I'm a person of faith. So for me, I say you can't do nothing with God. So I pray over my business. Every day I ask God, how can I make somebody feel blessed when they come in today? You know, let me know the right person. Let me know when to listen. Let me know when to speak. And there are times when I'm just listening.
Yep.
You know? So, and lastly, I would say, stop waiting to know all the right thing. Because you know how we say, well, I'm trying to get this right and I'm trying to get that right. Yep. And just start. Just start from where you are at. And in the social media world now, where we keep watching this and watching that, just be authentic. Just be authentic to yourself and stop keeping up with the Jones. Just be you. And people love that. People love authenticity.
Yes.
They just want simple, feel good, real experience.
100%.
So yeah.
And you know what? I can even just feel just the resonance of what you're saying. It's powerful. Yeah. And those were some quality gems that you just gave. I especially love you touching on the topic of us having healthy communication with other Black businesses to show them where they're doing great and to show them where there's areas for improvement. Yeah. Because who else is going to tell us?
Yeah, exactly.
We need to be able to have those conversations with each other. Yeah,
because here's a lady, they were walking out versus stopping and say, "Hey, I asked for this. Nobody came back on time, right? I remember I came on a Monday when I'm closed to help a Black girl who said she was going to get married. She brought another sister with her, knowing that I was just doing it for you this day. So now I need to do 2 people. So now one had to wait. Long story short, I keep being very apologetic about the delay, even though I didn't have to. Yeah. But it's just a natural part of my service. So I didn't charge her for one of the service because, again, I said you had to wait. So after clients leave from experience, I would normally send an email. Thank you again for being here. If there was anything we could have done better, please let us know. Or here is a gift certificate towards your next experience, etc. And this lady reply and say, "Well, I was going to tell others about your business, but I won't bother because you didn't finish my service in an hour." And so Danielle, I sat back on that for a little minute and I was upset. You know why I was upset? And this is why I'm just saying it's very important to be authentic in business. Yes. I was upset, and it's okay to say I'm upset when a negative review comes in or something because we're people. Yes. So then you shake that off and say, okay, now what to take from this? And here are the things that I assess. Okay, just open on a day that I was closed. I accommodate somebody that they brought in without my knowledge and still provide a service. I did this because I also went above and beyond thinking you're my Black sisters. Yeah. And now here's this. How do I reply to this? So then I was typing my reply, and my reply was this. "Hey, beautiful. Thank you so much for your feedback. We have McDonald's and we have Mox's. McDonald's give you the food to the window. You don't know when it's been prepared. They don't know you. They don't see you. Mox's provide your menu and some water, and they want you to be seated. They want to give you an experience." I said, I've run so much businesses run to with so many clients in my business where I've seen we're running for this car, running from the subway, running to get the subway, running to pick the daycare up on time, running for this, running for this. When we come to Coconut Village, it's about an experience.
Yes.
But I thank you. And I said, we're not going to be for everybody, but those who we are for will value that this is what we provide. And I did want it to send that, and it did send it because I want people to understand, and this is why I'm talking about being authentic in business. Don't ever think your customers is always right. And don't ever let anybody push you around or make you feel like
that,
right? Because people know that people can go do things on social media and reviews. People are on their tippy toes all the time, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not for you then. That's okay. Yeah. Right. But also it's conscious that I continue to go above and beyond, and don't let that one experience take that away from who I am.
That is so important. So important because you can't get your identity from somebody who isn't seeing the fullness of who you are and isn't valuing the fullness of what you're providing.
Exactly.
You know, and I think there's something in there for many different business owners, especially when they're first starting out, to understand that as long as you're doing your best and moving forward consistently, you know, you're going to be able to provide the right type of service, and those people are going to keep coming back.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you want to share with the audience before we close? Because you dropped so many gems.
No. I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking with you. I've always said I love to talk with other authentic people that elicit authentic joy from myself. So it was a pleasure.
Yes, you've given so many gems to our audience, to me. You know, I'm leaving with so much perspective, especially when you say, you know, about us having those imperfect conversations or those unpretty conversations. You know, I think it's so important, and that is what's on your show, which I'm enjoying. If you haven't seen Phiona Speaks, where can people find you on what platforms? Where can they find you?
Oh, so for the Phiona Speaks, it's on Apple, it's on, what do you call the other one, Spotify, and YouTube, and my Instagram, and my website.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And how can people find you at Coconut Village Spa?
So they can just go to coconutvillagespa.com, coconutvillagelifestyle.com, or just once you Google Coconut Village Spa.
Google her, baby.
Then, you all come up.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for building a business that is rooted in purpose. Thank you for the care that you're giving to every single client. You know, I know you may not always get the thank you. I think I speak for all of us, the face community, the audience.
Thank you.
And saying thank you so much for sharing this wisdom and also real insights into how to truly grow as a business that's rooted in purpose.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You're watching the Other Canada podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.